What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the very first episode of the Cinema Blast podcast, episode number 1 for us. We're really excited. My name is Keenan. I go by the Geek Keenan on YouTube. I have a solo YouTube channel, and I have a co-host over here. He goes by Nerdy Josh on YouTube. Josh, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, man, you pretty much did me justice there with the Nerdy Josh. I also have a solo YouTube channel, Nerdy Josh. But yeah, yeah, that's pretty much, you stole my thunder. But it's awesome to finally be doing this because we've talked about it for a few months. So I'm very excited to get this underway.
Get on it.
Yeah.
All right, so we've been talking about this for a really long time. We've been wanting to do the podcast. For those of you who don't know us, we each have our own solo channel. They're pretty much the same type of content, really. We both talk about Blu-rays, movies, nerdy type of stuff. And yeah, we're excited to actually be able to do this and bring this to you guys. We have a lot of other announcements that we'll make. We're going to be available on iTunes and a website called Podbean. That's where you can download the actual podcast. Primarily, though, we're going to be on YouTube, and we're planning on having multiple different types of shows on there. So just keep an eye out for that. Definitely subscribe to us on YouTube if you haven't already. And yeah, I'm excited to kick this off. I'll just segue over into our topics. Really, we wanted to get into the trailers that came out last week. We're a little bit late to the party with that, but there was a ton of good trailers that came out last week. First off, I would like to talk about probably the latest one, and that was It. That was kind of a surprise trailer for me. I was really kind of looking forward to the movie, but I'm all bought in. They sold me with the trailer. I'm just super excited for the movie. It looks creepy and scary. Josh, what did you think about the trailer?
I mean, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. After I watched the trailer, once I got over the initial fear and the semi panic attack that I had, I went outside, I climbed on my roof, and I checked for hoof prints from reindeers because I thought it was Christmas time. That by far was one of the scariest trailers. I am a 24-year-old grown man, and I had to call my dad for reassurance. Like, he had to come check my closet. That it was creepy. It was everything I would want. It did not give away the whole story, DC, but it did enough to if I see a clown,
you want to watch it?
I don't know how I don't know, man. I'm getting scared right now just thinking about it, and I can admit that, and I'm okay with that. But it was excellent, and I don't on social media, but they played the original trailer and the new trailer, from 1990 or whatever.
Yeah.
Side by side. And there's so many similarities and there's so many differences that it was just, I don't think that trailer could have been done any better.
No, currently it's the number 1 trailer ever on YouTube. I think that will probably, that whatever view count is probably going to be broken once The Last Jedi trailer comes out. But right now, it stands alone at number 1, which is well-deserved. I'm hyped for the movie. There's a lot of creepy parts in the trailer, a lot of scary parts that we're probably going to talk about. I wanted to talk about, probably my favorite part of it, though, and that was the kids aspect to it, and that it kind of felt like Stranger Things. It was, but, more of a horror movie, of course. It also kind of reminded me of, The Goonies, in a way. Again, more of a horror movie than The Goonies, but I like that kind of, group of kids trying to figure this out. It kind of reminds me of when I was a kid. I was always curious about these types of things until it got dark. Then I didn't want to think about it anymore. But that's probably the aspect I'm looking forward to the most. I mean, do you kind of feel the same way about that? Do you like that Stranger Things vibe?
Yeah, I look forward to that because I heard all the hype about Stranger Things and I went into it blind, and the kids aspect, just, to me, it's different, something fresh, because you kind of have your young adults or your older teens, or however you want to word it. But as far as your kids, straight up paper route, 11-year-old kids, that's something that I feel like if it's executed right, is so different and just great. And I feel like it's almost untapped potential because to me, like I said, Stranger
refreshing.
Things. Yeah, it's Stranger Things blew me away. I'm anticipating the second season, and you know,
Hmm.
I kind of felt that way, but once you kind of explained to me why you had that Stranger Things feeling, like it just clicked, and it made me that much more excited to go watch this because like kids are so innocent, they're so naive. They see something in the woods, they're
Hmm.
going to go investigate. They're not going to say, "Hey, it's dusk. It's going to be dark soon. I probably shouldn't do that." They're going to go, "Hey, look, a bright color and it's moving. Let's go check it out."
Hey, a clown in
And
the sewer. Let's go check it out.
yeah, because me, I see a clown in this. I'm not even going to go towards the sewer anyways because there might be a clown in there. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I don't know, man, because kids are so innocent, and it just brings a different feeling to
The
the
best
to the trailer.
the best part about it is because it kind of I like that layer of tension it gives you because I'm sure they're going to kind of go in this route, but as a kid, you know how many times you tell your parents oh, I saw this and this, and they're like, yeah, oh, yeah, okay, whatever. They don't take you very seriously. You can tell your parents you saw something and they don't really pay any much attention to it. And that's what I really like about it. I'm sure they're going to kind of incorporate that into the movie. We can talk about like some of the creepy aspects of it. I don't know about you, but there was like the shot of what's his name, like Georgie, is that right? The kid,
Yeah, Georgie. Yeah.
Georgie. Yeah. There's like a shot of them in the sewer, and then the clown Pennywise just comes running out, screaming, with his head shaking. That freaked me out so much. Just gave me goosebumps. Is there like any specific part of the trailer that like really creeped you out?
I have to agree with you on that part, man. That part was so intense, and it was only like 2 seconds long where you
Mhm.
actually saw Pennywise running,
Oh,
and I mean that's all you needed. I mean it was so to me like
oof.
you could have a possessed 30-year-old, and I'm like, oh, that's
Mhm.
creepy. You have like a possessed kid. Anything to do with a kid just brings such a creep factor that to me I can't explain it. And for him to be, you'll float too, and then Pennywise just takes
Oh,
off. Man, it just that was such an uneasy feeling, and I
it's
feel like
disturbing.
it's going to be it's going to define a generation. You know what I'm saying? Like in 20
Mhm.
years, kids today like, yeah, that's what kept me up for 6 weeks. And
Right, right. I like kind of the direction horror is going. I mean, you kind of have like your duds here and there, like Bye Bye Man, and I'm sure there's been some other crappy horror movies that have come out recently, but the past like 2 years, there has been a lot of good horror movies. There's been The Conjuring 2, all the Insidious movies, they came out a little bit while back, but those are great. What are some other ones that came out?
uh,
Split, Get Out,
what's it called? Lights
you know,
Out. That was awesome. I
Lights
thought
Out. Yeah.
Ouija Origin of Evil. I really enjoyed that.
I I still haven't seen that one. I definitely need to check that out.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Did you ever see The Witch?
Yeah, I did watch it. It was I liked it, but I wouldn't watch it again. Probably. You know what I'm saying? Like it was.
Really?
I don't know, man. It just was some. To me, it wasn't really scary. It was very. It was just creepy, kind of.
That's
But
exactly the way I would put it. Is that there wasn't like jump scares or anything, but it was like it kind of like put me in the feel of like think about it in that time period, kind of living out that time period where people legitimately were like there are witches in the woods. And that movie, it was like in my top 10 of 2016. Like I haven't watched it again because it creeped me out so much. Like I didn't sleep for a couple days, but especially that ending where they're like all in the woods, like floating. I mean, like I know a lot of people didn't like it, but for me, I'm more interested in like films creeping me out than like jump scaring me to death. So I really like that one. It's been a great couple years for horror.
yeah, and I really think that maybe I don't want to speak too soon or maybe curse the good luck that we've had,
Hmm.
but maybe they're kind of stepping up the game. And this is kind of off subject to it, but I don't know if you did. I recently watched the new Annabelle trailer. I think it's called Annabelle Creation.
Hmm.
And from my perspective, they're kind of doing what Ouija did and making a prequel, and then they're making it. It's like they're righting the wrongs with the originals, and
That
I
would make
think
me happy.
I mean because the Annabelle doll, it's in the Conjuring universe.
Right.
The doll itself is creepy, so
Right.
you already have half the movie there. So
Hmm.
if they can do what Ouija did, I think it'd be a great movie. But I agree with you. These last couple of years, man, horror movies have really took off. I'm not a huge fan of them. I'm definitely more of a superhero kind of guy. But
Right.
there's nothing like popping in a movie 2 o'clock in the morning. You've had too much caffeine. You're a little jumpy already, and
Right.
throwing popcorn all over the living room. I mean, it's good to be scared every once in a while. You got to be on your toes, and
I love it.
I think it's going to be the movie this year.
I think
It's
so too.
it's filling that Conjuring void because to me, the Conjuring is the setting the bar these last few
Right.
years. Both of them were great movies, and both of them was great horror movies. They had great stories, and I think it is gonna fill that void because Lights Out was good, but it still to me it didn't hold a candle to the Conjuring movies.
Oh no, not at all.
But I think it is going to give James Wan a run for his money.
That'd be awesome. I'm all for some competition. That's why I like Marvel and DC. I feel like they make each other better. Or well, we haven't seen that from DC yet, but uh, they're supposed to make each other better with competition. And I really hope that I think in this day and age, I mean, like look at something like Split. I think that crossed like 150 million for the box office, and that's like huge for horror. I'm like, I really feel like we're heading in the right direction. There's always going to be the duds here and there, but I'm excited. At least I have a couple of horror movies this year I'm going to be able to look forward to. And it seems like, a lot of the directors are making sure that they're focused on storytelling as well. It's just not a bunch of jump scares. There's actually tension, suspense, and great story with some cool characters in it. And I'm just excited about horror in general, and especially it. It looks amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, with the storytelling, it's one thing
Mhm.
to get a jump scare and just kind of pop up in your seat a little bit at the movie theater because there's a loud noise and something pops
Mhm.
in front of the camera, and then there's another thing to walk outside the door at 11:30 at night and look behind you to make sure it didn't follow you on the
Yeah,
screen, and
right.
I'm really excited about that, and I think now I may be making this up. I think that it's just going to be the kids. I don't think they're going to because the original it is technically a miniseries. It's 2 parts,
Right. Yep.
so
Two little
maybe
movies.
do like a sequel with the which I like the kids better,
Mhm.
but we might get two it movies, and if the first one's good, second one's good, that'd be
I
awesome.
would
I think.
I would love, maybe it takes a couple years to get down the road to this, but I would love it if we had the kids in this movie, and then like let's just say that this movie took place in like the 80s. Just I don't know what I think it's the 80s. I'm not really sure about the time period. Um, but let's say it takes place in like 70s or 80s. It would be awesome if like 2 or 3 years down the road we get like another It movie, but it's as the kids as adults, and then they have kids of their own or something like that. And then like Pennywise comes back, and they kind of have like the adults have an idea, they've been through it. I think that would be something really cool. I feel like another horror movie's done that before, but I might be ripping it off.
That would be really nice because you kind of eliminate, you give it some originality because the first one, the parents won't believe the kids, kind of that storyline.
Right.
And then if you get a sequel, the parents have lived through this, so obviously they're going to believe their kids,
Exactly.
and maybe it'd take them back to that place and kind of Pennywise and get in their head kind of thing, and get to them by getting to their kids kind of thing. That's kind of what
That's
Insidious
awesome.
done with
I love it. I
Pat.
freaking love Insidious.
You got Patrick Wilson's character. He kind of blocked all that from his childhood. That's why he never liked his pictures being taken. So
Yeah.
that and to me, I like the Insidious movies. The third one's a little weak, but
Mhm.
I still like
It
them.
definitely is.
I still put them in, and I still
The
have fun with them. So
Exactly. Yeah, the first one is like my all-time favorite. Just I like the whole idea of like exploring the further, and you're kind of like trying to figure out what the heck is going on. And like the score is like amazing. I remember the opening credits. you kind of see that face in the window, and you just hear the violins just kind of like squealing. That was, I got to watch that again. That was a really good movie. But yeah, I mean, is there anything else you want to bring up about it, or you feel good just going to the next topic?
One quick question.
Yeah,
How do you feel about the look of Pennywise compared to the original Pennywise?
I feel like they're kind of similar. I honestly, I mean, a clown is a clown to me. It's always going to be freaky. So I really didn't pay much attention to it. What about you?
I feel like nothing beats Tim Curry as Pennywise,
Hmm.
but I feel like I forget the guy's. I know it's something Skarsgård or something like that.
Yep.
I'm drawing a blank right now, but
Is it Peter?
it might be because I know his brother was Tarzan. He's
Yeah.
Alexander, I believe.
Yep.
Anyways,
It'd be Peter, I think.
I feel like his demeanor, his body language, he's more menacing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like he's just I don't know, there's just something about him that I'm just very interested to see how he does throughout the whole movie. I'm just his body language from that last shot in the trailer. Just
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm excited, just as excited as I am nervous about it. So hopefully it's not a letdown, which I don't think it will be. But I'm definitely not
Yeah.
going to place any bets just yet.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it'll be a letdown, but we'll find out in September. A movie that's coming out pretty soon is Spider-Man. I think we're about 3 months away. Spider-Man: Homecoming. Um, Me personally, I really enjoyed the trailer that was released last week. It was last week, right?
Uh, it may have been
Maybe
the week before.
somewhere. It was
Let's
released. That's all we know. It was
yeah.
released. Um, I really did enjoy the trailer. It definitely had a more serious tone than the first one. I think I liked the first one a little bit more. We got to see a lot of Robert Downey Jr. in the movie. Does that bother you at all?
No, to be honest, I don't understand why it bothers some people
Right.
because we're obviously not getting the origin story. We're getting something new, something fresh because he's
Mhm.
already been introduced in Civil War. So he's not got Uncle Ben. He's not got the hey, with great power comes great responsibility. He's got
Right.
Tony Stark saying, if you're nothing without the suit, then you don't
Oh,
deserve it. Give me, that's like,
perfect.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's different, but it reiterates what's important about Spider-Man, about having the abilities that he has, the chip on his shoulder. So
Right.
I like RDJ. I'm
Yep.
excited he's in
I am too.
the
I think
movie.
that quote that you brought up, that pretty much kind of summarizes the whole, with great power comes great responsibility, kind of thing. I mean, he's a kid, which is really awesome. He's gonna be a 15-year-old kid. I think he needs that mentorship throughout the movie. And me and you have talked about this a little bit before, but I honestly think he's not going to be in the movie a ton. Maybe like 15 to 20 minutes tops screen time. That's just my opinion. But I think it's mostly going to be like, it's mostly for marketing reasons.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And for anybody who kind of questions that, just kind of refer back to Suicide Squad and Jared Leto because he was in the trailer more than anybody else. And
Right.
I sneezed and I missed the Joker in Suicide Squad. So I don't really that took me out of trailer. The only true character, and this is way off subject, but the only true trailer that's like, hey, this is how much this guy's in the trailer, this is how much he'll be in the movie, like a good
Right.
ratio. That's what I'm looking for. Was Darth Vader and Rogue One. They done
Perfect.
that perfectly. Which that's Star Wars, so they're perfect anyways.
Right.
We'll not talk about the prequels, but anyways, you just the trailer that may be all of Iron Man's parts. I mean, you don't really know until you see it, but
Yeah.
he could be in it for 60% of the movie, and me personally, I'm okay with that because Tony Stark is the glue in the MCU. He
Mhm.
is what started it off, so he kind of earned that spot. And
Exactly.
I feel like with Marvel, they could not show me a trailer, and it's like, okay, I trust you.
Yep.
You've not let me down. Even like the Thors, I'm not a big Thor fan.
Me either.
But to me, they are the worst of the MCU movies. But at the end of the day, a Marvel movie's a Marvel movie. It's still
Hmm.
better than most comic book movies. And like I said, me personally, they've not let me down. So I don't think they'll start now because Spider-Man absolutely killed it in Civil War.
Hmm.
And I'm excited for anything that they do. And until they prove me otherwise, I completely have faith in them.
Yeah, I honestly think people just. I mean, you're really not going to make anybody happy. Um, People just need to relax. I mean, the movie isn't out. The Darth Vader thing is a great point that you made because there was just the tiniest clip of Darth Vader in the trailers. You should know right off the bat, he's going to have a small role. Um, and then after the movie comes out, everybody's unhappy because there wasn't enough Darth Vader in it. And like they didn't like mismarket it or anything like that. But the point is like not everybody's really going to be happy. If there was a lot of Darth Vader in it, then everyone would be like, oh, they did too much Darth Vader. You're not going to make everyone happy. A point that I would like to bring up is that, you know, Tony Stark, from what I know, he technically doesn't even have a contract with Marvel anymore for multiple pictures. I think he's just doing everything picture by picture now. We don't know how many times we're going to get to see Iron Man and Spider-Man in the same movie. I mean, we know we have the next two Avengers movies. I'm sure they will, have Spider-Man and Iron Man in it, but we don't know how long that's going to last. So I figure, try to get Spider-Man connected with these MCU characters as often as you can. I think everyone should just calm down a little bit, wait for the movie to come out, and see. I think it's mostly marketing, and I could be wrong, but I really won't complain either way. I'm just happy Spider-Man is a part of this universe. I have no reason to complain about Iron Man being inside of a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, I mean that when I saw the trailer for Civil War that
Mhm.
showed Spider-Man where he debuted, there was a void in my life filled, and I'm not even a big Spider-Man fan. I mean, he's awesome, but I'm definitely a villain guy.
Right.
I like villains better. But Spider-Man, I don't care who you are. You see Spider-Man take Captain America's shield away, you're gonna get a little grin on your face. And
Tears of
like you
joy.
yeah, I mean, like you said, tears of joy. Like you said, we don't know how much longer we have with Robert Downey Jr. because he's kind of hinted around quitting before.
Right.
So, I mean, me
Enjoy it while we
personally,
can.
exactly. I think I was 15, 14
Mhm.
when the first Iron Man came out.
God, that's mind
So
blowing.
yeah, I mean, I didn't really grow up with him, but
Yeah,
from
kids are going to be
teenager,
growing up with these characters.
yes. I mean, to me, I'm gonna be transparent right now. I didn't read comics growing up. I'm one of the
Mhm.
people that most comic book movie lovers hate. The movies is what got me interested. So if it wasn't for Iron Man, I wouldn't have a YouTube channel. Probably I wouldn't be doing this podcast. Me and you wouldn't have nothing in common. Probably. That's what made
That'd be
me.
painful.
Oh, I teared up a little bit when I said that. To be honest with you, uh, Iron Man is what started my obsession. So uh,
Right.
I'm excited to see him in Spider Man. And like we brought up with Rogue One
Hmm.
and Suicide Squad, and I cannot believe I just said them two movies in the same sentence. Uh, but you can't base everything off trailers, and that's what I like about Marvel. They tend not to give away the whole story. So let's just kind of see what happens in July. I'm excited.
You're exactly right. I'm excited for it too. Spider-Man's my all-time favorite character in anything. Not just superheroes, but just my favorite character. Loved him growing up. This is my number 2 anticipated movie this year. I'm excited for it. There's not really a lot I can say about the trailer. I mean, it gave you a little bit of things here and there, but I think we summed it up pretty good, with the whole. I think the standout of the trailer probably was some of the action, the colors, and then maybe that whole line where he's like, "If you're nothing without the suit, you don't deserve to have it." Would you agree with those kind of points?
Yeah, and I'd also like to add, I feel like the jokes, I feel like they're going to be really good.
Oh yeah.
I think they're going to be on point, especially with his name's escaping me right now, but Peter Parker's friend, he's got got his
Oh
mask
yeah,
on. That's hilarious. And
yeah. Ned
when they're in,
Leeds.
yeah, they're in school, and he's like, "Oh, do you know Captain America?" Because he pops up on the TV screen. He's like,
Oh
"Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I took his shield." But yeah, one-liners with where he said he took Captain America's shield, little things like that. That's what a teenager would say. I feel
Mhm.
like I really like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans. I
Me too.
enjoy the Andrew Garfields. I don't hate them. I don't love them. But to me, Tom Holland is Spider-Man. He's a kid.
Perfect.
So I feel like he's going to nail the part. He was my favorite part of Civil War.
Hmm.
It just to me he knocked it out of the ballpark.
Amen. I can't agree with you more. Tom Holland, I'm saying it right now, is going to be the best Spider-Man ever. Even though I love Tobey Maguire, but this is going to be like kind of like an all-in-one package. We're going to get a great Peter Parker who's young, and then we're going to have a really awesome Spider-Man as well. So I'm so excited for it. Trailer was pretty good. All right, so I think that pretty much sums it up for Spider-Man. I think we're both really looking forward to that. I think let's see. Justice League is a trailer that a lot of people seem to enjoy, except for the Marvel fanboys. They might have complained about something. I had a little bit of complaints with it as well. It's kind of a mixed bag for me. But from what I can see on my social media, like everybody loved it. What are some of the things that kind of like stuck out to you, or were there like more negatives for you with this trailer?
Well, I'll start with a positive and then kind of move to a negative.
Sure.
It was mostly a positive experience I had with the trailer.
Hmm.
I really liked Aquaman. I don't know anything about him really, but
Hmm.
from images and like little clips I've seen on social media, he kind of reminded me of a Mermaid Man or Barnacle Boy off of
Right.
SpongeBob.
Hmm.
But what's his name? Jason Momoa, I believe that's
Yep.
his name.
Hmm.
He is so edgy, and
Hmm.
I'm excited to kind of see how he portrays the character because, like I said, this is all new to me. The only real negative that I have is it had a super intense 300 vibe for
Right.
me, and I like 300, but this ain't 300. You know what I'm saying?
No. Hmm.
So that makes me a little bit nervous. So I don't really, I don't want to say I hate it, but it it dampened my spirits a little bit.
Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you. I mean, the first time I saw the trailer, I was really excited. Everybody gets excited. We're fanboys, at the end of the day. So when you see like Wonder Woman and Batman and Aquaman and Cyborg, you get really excited. Going back, there are like my main issues aren't really. I mean, we both don't really know much about the story, so there's nothing we can really complain about. I feel pretty good because most of my issues were like just CGI and like some of the green screen in that, which I'm hoping. I mean, they got a lot of time to fix that up. It doesn't come out until November, so they have a bunch of time to touch that up. I mean, me personally, I thought he looked awful, especially around the face. I thought it did not look convincing at all. There's a guy on Twitter. His name's Adam. What is his name? Adam Havlik or something like that. And he's like, I guess he works in that kind of field, CGI or something like that. And he did some like touch ups to some like clips of the movie, and it looked way better. Like he just like kind of messed with Cyborg and everything like that with the shading, and it looked a lot better. So hopefully they have the time to fix that. And other than that, I don't have a lot of complaints. I agree with you about the 300 thing, but those are minor, and I think that they can be fixed. I'll say that.
Yeah, because I mean, regardless of how anybody feels about Zack Snyder, his movies could be horrible. Let's just say they're horrible. They look
Right.
great.
Awesome.
I thought Batman v Superman looked fantastic.
Hmm. And the action is awesome every time.
Oh yeah, and I mean he's got just enough Michael Bay where it's not overboard. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
I mean, I still think like the action in Man of Steel was like some of the best action I've ever seen. And then the warehouse scene in Batman versus Superman. I mean, you really don't have to worry about him when it comes to action. It's mostly about story that we're concerned about. And to be honest, we didn't really get much story from this trailer, so there's not really like anywhere to go with that.
Yeah, I agree that the action is definitely top notch when you're talking about Zack Snyder, but
Mm-hmm.
the like I said, just the green screen and CGI kind of worries me right now. But
Mm-hmm.
like I said, it's just me being kind of a negative person, I guess, when it comes to the DCEU. But
Yeah.
I know that at least be took care of. There was something I was wanting to say and it completely escaped. Oh, okay. I kind of asked you about this a couple weeks ago, but I want to get your in-depth thoughts.
Sure.
What do you think about the Flash?
Oh God, don't even get me started. That I'm so glad you brought that up actually. Because I was saying I didn't have any complaints and you just like fueled the fire for me. I hate the way this Flash looks. I just don't like Ezra Miller as the Flash. Honestly, it just does not work for me. I I have so many things I could talk about, and like people are gonna like probably dislike this video because of it, but I just have to be honest. Like I don't care. I don't like it at all. I hate the suit. I hate the way it looks. I don't like the way Ezra Miller acts in the movie. I feel like the Flash is someone who's supposed to be confident and he's kind of witty in a little bit in a way. And I feel like Ezra Miller, he just does not show me any confidence. He feels too nerdy. Like I know everyone was like, LOL, he said he needs friends, you know, that thing, and everyone was like laughing because he was like, I need friends. And I was like, that is so corny. I was like, that is such a corny line. I probably am the only person in the world who thinks that, and I really don't even care. I don't like it at all, especially the suit. I think he looks weird with the suit on and the mask. If I was like Zack Snyder, I would find a way to cover his eyes with like, you know, kind of do a like Spider-Man or a Deadpool thing and have the white eyes like he did in the animated series. I think that would look really awesome if they did something like that. But I mean, think about it. Okay, he has all this freaking gear on him that's supposed to help him with his running, because it's like supposed to be made of like rocket plates or something like that. And like, okay, I mean, when he's running, is he not going to get like dust in his eyes, or you know, is a bug not going to fly into his eyes? I'd really like to see something, some sort of like lens or something like that over his eyes. But I'm going to stop ranting right there. You let me know what you think.
uh, to be honest, I don't think I've ever watched Ezra Miller in anything, so
Mhm.
I can't say one way or the other. But I kind of agree with you with the joke that I need friends. It was kind of corny.
Mhm.
I'm kind of biased because I'm a huge fan of Grant. I believe his name's Grant Gustin.
Right. Mhm.
I love his Flash. I'm a diehard fan of the Flash TV show.
Mhm.
But I am open minded. I hate Cyborg so much that I'm looking for the Flash to
Right.
kind of pick up the slack.
Mhm.
The suit, I think it looks a little too futuristic, in my opinion.
Mhm.
I would have loved to seen them go with more of a kind of like the CW's Flash, his suit, but instead of a burgundy, a brighter red with some whites. And I
Yeah.
completely agree with you about the eyes. Could you imagine a bright red suit with white accents and then the white eyes?
Oh my gosh.
I
And
think
then
that
the
would look so.
yellow,
Oh
yeah, a
man,
bright yellow lightning bolt on it.
yeah. I think a piece of me just died a little bit knowing that we don't have that now. But
It's painful, man. It's that Zack Snyder. That's the way he builds his suits. Like I don't like the color scheme. I mean, look at like when I watch a Wonder Woman trailer, her costume pops. Like it is like you see that red detail in it, and you see the blue in it and the gold, and then when you watch like, you know, Wonder Woman and Batman versus Superman or Justice League, it almost looks like a burgundy brownish red. You don't see the colors or anything that stands out. That bothers me a lot. I think it needs, you know, the Flash's suit needs to be a little bit more brighter in tone, and then have some like whites and some, not a lot of whites, but a little bit here and there, and then that bright yellow symbol right on his like, you know, chest. Just my
yeah,
opinion though.
I mean, I agree with you. I think that would pop. I don't understand why everything See, I'm gonna say something that's it's gonna be weird. I think
Hmm.
as much as Christopher Nolan blessed us with the Dark Knight trilogy, I think he cursed the DCEU because
Yeah.
that's all they want to do. They want everything to be a rainy, dark day, and that's that's cool for some stuff.
Yeah.
But you gotta when you have the Flash on the animated series, like the bright reds, the whites, the yellow with the Flash, and then everything just looks so dreary and so just boring. I mean, you could have the greatest story in the world,
Right.
but if it looks like it's 7:30 in the evening all the time, where it's just so
It's
dark and gloomy, I don't know, it's going to make me sleepy.
yeah, it looks like there are no sunny days. Like none of the DCEU takes place during the day. It's like they all just go to bed during the day and then they come out at night and then, that's when they do anything. Except for I think Wonder Woman is going to be freaking amazing. It's got bright colors, you see the sunshine on the beach. But Zack Snyder is like everything's dark. It's always dark time and it's always raining. And that's what really bugs me about it. But I'm still like really optimistic. Um, I don't know. I mean, hopefully they learn their lesson and it's a really awesome movie. But I don't know. I don't want it to turn into like just like us roasting the Justice League trailer because it really hasn't come out or anything like that. But I just I'm trying to be as level headed and real as possible without being overhyped, I guess.
Yeah, and I agree with you because I said, I mean, we just said that about Tony Stark with not, uh, not trying to predict the movie before we get there. But
Hmm.
with you saying that, you're not wanting to roast it, I'm going to take your attention off Justice League and focus it on another DC movie. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Do you know that Suicide Squad is made the most money out of all the DC movies so far?
I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even know how that happened. Like that was like a mess of a movie. Oh man, bring me back to that day. I think what was it like April? No, it was August. I want to say it was like August 5th or something. That movie came out.
Yeah,
I
it
remember I
was.
was freaking excited, and I actually woke up early in the morning to go see it, and I left that movie devastated. The whole weekend was ruined for me, and my heart hurts.
Yeah, it's I walked out of it. I was like, nah, man, it was good. It was. I was telling my girlfriend, she went with me, and she liked it because of Harley Quinn,
Yeah.
and which Margot Robbie did do a good job.
Hmm.
I walked out, I was like, yeah, I was high fiving her. I was like, it was good. And then we watched it again. I was like, well, it wasn't as good as I remember, but it was good. It was okay.
Hmm.
And then the third time, I was like, well, I mean, I would have fixed this, or I would have had this go a different way. And then the fourth time, I was like, man, this sucks. It's like the first half of the movie, I think is really good.
Hmm.
They
It was.
they done a good job as far as like characters and stuff like that. And then the second half, apparently Enchantress entered a hula hoop competition without a hula hoop.
For real.
Uh, that body language killed me. Like she needs to watch the It trailer and like kind of take some notes from Pennywise from body language and how to be menacing
Creepy.
because I'm telling you, man, like I thought she stuck something like down the sides of her pants and had something on her hands and couldn't get it out, so she's trying to wiggle it out.
Just
Like
belly dancing.
it was horrible, man. I was like, you're gonna get dizzy and fall. I mean,
I
you just look
know.
like a clumsy person.
Dude, like nothing about that movie made sense for me except for like the first half, like the setup, freaking Batman being in it. And I'm gonna die. I can't dude, like I just can't talk about it because it just like pains me so much. And if you liked it, that's cool. See, this is my problem. It's like so this happened when Batman versus Superman came out, okay? People aren't honest with themselves. You should have a high standard and want really good movies. And what's going to happen is one day DC is going to put out like a banger, just like a awesome movie. I'm thinking it's Wonder Woman. And then everybody is going to be like so mind blown that eventually they're going to be like, man, like Suicide Squad doesn't even compare. I'm speaking to like the DC fanboys, which I am one, but I'm also, you know, I can be real about it and not, you know, be biased because I have a high standard for these movies and for these characters. And I remember there was when Batman versus Superman came out, there was this one kid on YouTube. I won't call him out, but he's very popular on YouTube. And he gave Batman versus Superman a 10 out of 10. And then when the Ultimate came out, he just went off talking about how, oh, the Ultimate cut fixes all the problems in the original or the, you know, the theatrical version, and it fixed this and fixed that. Why they'd not put this in there? And I'm like, I don't know. You tell me. You gave it a 10 out of 10. And then you're going back and telling me you have all these problems that they fixed in the Ultimate cut. I'm like, that just shows your bias right there. And I just have such a problem with these people that just won't be honest about it. You know, I can tell you straight up, like, I hate the Thor movies. Like, I love Marvel. I hate the Thor movies. I was fine with Doctor Strange. That was okay. Avengers Age of Ultron, that was okay. Like, but I can be honest with you and be like, yeah, that movie sucked, you know. Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3 sucked, in my opinion. I just wish people would be like that, you know, just have a high standard so that way we don't start getting these crap movies with ultimate cuts to try to fix everything. Rant over. You can go.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you because, like, as much as I'm bashing Suicide Squad, I still enjoy it. Like, it's
Right.
I have the steelbook. I paid the $35 for the 4K steelbook. I mean, I've watched it 4 or 5 times.
Right.
It's a popcorn movie, but like Batman v Superman, I really enjoyed that movie. The Ultimate Cut did fix a lot of problems, but when you release a trailer a year before it comes out and you start hyping people up, you better know that your product's going to deliver. And for me, what I saw in the theaters for Batman v Superman, it fell a little short. Now, the Ultimate Cut did fix a lot of the problems. I do enjoy it more.
I love the
I thought
Ultimate Cut.
I thought Ben Affleck killed it as Batman. That was one of
So
my
good.
biggest concerns. But I liked his Batman. Superman, I can't stand Superman, but I mean it wasn't bad, it wasn't great. I hate Superman.
Dude, I love Superman so much.
I don't know, man. I feel like Wonder Woman is going to kill it. I agree with you there. But if Justice League don't, I don't know if
it's like Suicide Squad like level bad, I'm probably gonna be like, I'm done.
Yeah,
I'd be like, I am done. I can't do it anymore. And then the next thing you know, Ben Affleck would be like, I'm done as the Batman, and then I'm just gonna like find a corner to cry in until they reboot it.
Yeah, it'll be.
But Wonder Woman's gonna be good.
Oh yeah, Gal Gadot. I think that's how you say her last name, Gadot. Or is it Gadot? Is it Gadot? Is it Gadot?
I have no idea. The southernness in me wants to say Dot. The trying to be smart person would say Dote. I don't know.
All right, so we'll just call her Wonder Woman.
Gal.
Yeah, I think she's gonna, because she killed it in Batman v Superman. Like, she whooped so much hind end in that movie. But if Justice League is Suicide Squad level, I will no longer go to the movie theaters and watch any DC movies. I probably will still buy the Blu-rays, but I will not support them at the box office. Because it's not impossible. It's not too much to ask for. Marvel does it.
No,
they have a formula. What they should do, they should have Marvel Studios make DC movies. Sony,
can you imagine?
Sony did it. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, just
I honestly, I don't know what they can do. I'm just gonna be patient. I'm gonna enjoy my Wonder Woman movie, and then I'm just gonna see what Justice League does. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna be like freaking hyped the week that it's about to come out. I'm gonna be screaming and crying and ready for the movie, and I'll be there Thursday evening at that 7:00 showing for it. But I have my concerns, and it's nothing against the trailer or anything, because I thought the trailer looked pretty good. But I think every single DC trailer has looked great. Like, they can fool me again. I just know it's going to happen. But Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it for that. I just got so depressed thinking about all this stuff, but Wonder Woman is going to be great, and I'm just going to hold on to that. And to our last topic, while we have a little bit of time left, for those of you who do not know, Star Wars Celebration Orlando takes place starting next Thursday, but the Episode 8, The Last Jedi panel takes place on Friday. That's when they're probably going to release that first trailer. I'd imagine they'll release it at the panel first, and then maybe later in the day they will release the full trailer online, which I'm really excited about. I'm going to actually be there. I'm still waiting for my press badge to come in the mail. I'm hoping it gets here before I have to leave. But I'm beyond pumped about this trailer. Do you have like any sort of level of anticipation for it, or are you just kind of like meh on it?
I'm about to blow some people's minds right now. Some people already know this, but I recently, within the last 8 months, watched all the Star Wars for the first time. Rogue
People are
One,
clicking off right now.
yeah, they're unsubscribing right now from my channel. I always respected what Star Wars done for movies because
Right.
the effects for when episodes 4, 5, and 6 came out are great. I mean, for that time period, and to a lot of them, they still hold up today. I think the practical effects and stuff.
I did too.
But I never really got into it. Like I said, I respect it. I didn't hate them. I just wasn't my thing. And then I saw the trailer for The Force Awakens, and I was like, "Holy crap! What am I doing with my life? I need to watch all these movies."
Right.
The Force Awakens is my favorite. I love BB-8. Rogue One was my first Star Wars theater experience, and it was a phenomenal one. I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it. I am so stoked because it's still got that new car smell. You know what I'm saying? Like it's still
Exactly.
so new. It's so fresh to me. In the last 8 months, I've watched 8 Star Wars movies. Dude, I feel like my head is about to explode. I'm so excited. I'm nervous. I can't wait. To me, it feels like it's like when you're growing up and you're in middle school and the girl that you have a crush on passes you a note in class. I mean, it's that butterflies
That
in the
is it.
stomach feeling. You know what I'm saying?
Nailed it. Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, I'm nervous too, to be honest, because I have so many questions that I just want answered, and I don't know. Like I know this movie is going to be great, but it's just like that anticipation that I'm looking forward to, and knowing that I'm going to be there when they actually like put the trailer up. Like I'm just beyond excited. I don't really have any expectations for what's going to be in there. I would like to see Luke Skywalker actually talk. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to keep it very like I would say maybe they're probably going to keep away from a lot of the story in the trailer. I'm thinking because there's so many unanswered things for Episode 8. I'm sure they're not going to want to let out or reveal too much. Excited as a Star Wars fan, I'm gonna be happy to be at Celebration, and I'm beyond pumped for it. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm super jealous that I have to work and I cannot participate in Star Wars Celebration. Like I said, I'm just so pumped. I loved Episode 7, man. I look in the mirror and I feel disgusted with myself that I'm just now watching the Star Wars. I don't know how to handle it, but I'm excited that I'm excited. This is my first Star Wars that I'm anticipating a trailer. So
Right.
it's very new to me and I don't know what to expect really. So I mean, I'm excited. To me, even the prequel, I kind of poke fun at the prequels a little earlier, but I own them. I watch them. I enjoy them.
I do too.
There's nothing like seeing some lightsabers, swinging. It's just a good time, and I cannot wait till December. I mean, it's going to be great. I mean, how did you feel about Rogue
Gosh.
One? I know there's a lot. I know it's kind of off subject, kind of, but I know a lot of people either they love it or they hate it. So, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I would say I like it a lot. Well, the first time I saw it, I was like, "Oh my god, this is the best movie ever!" And I think I was on that hype of like Darth Vader like destroying all those rebels. Um, but yeah, it definitely has some problems and lack of character development. Um, yeah, I know there was like so many reshoots and stuff like that, but I think it did its job. It made me want to watch episode 4 right after that, and I still enjoy it, but it definitely doesn't have the same feeling that it did the first time that I went to see it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like it's darker, a little bit more gritty.
Mhm.
Uh, K2SO was amazing. Uh,
Right, absolutely.
Hands down my favorite character. Uh, but to me, I think episode 7, The Force Awakens, is my personal favorite. I know the original trilogy, there's a lot of great stuff in that, but
Right.
just something about episode 7 makes me want to, I could watch it every day. And I could the other ones too, but it would be a little bit harder. I
Right.
don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because it's more up to date with technology and everything. Maybe it's that. I just really like BB-8. I have no reasoning why I like BB-8 so much, but I just want to walk it down a path
Yeah.
at a park. I don't understand.
This year so far has been really great for film. There hasn't really been a lot of busts. I mean, like the one movie that was kind of like not the best that everyone was looking forward to was Kong, but I actually really enjoyed it. But there hasn't been like a real, a ton of really bad movies. There's been a lot of really good ones this year.
Yeah, I've not seen Kong. I really want to. I haven't had the time.
Hmm.
One that really surprised me. If you follow my channel, you know I was anticipating this. Uh, Power Rangers. To me, I was so nervous about that because that's my childhood. But it actually was a lot better than I thought. I mean, it had its problems.
Right.
It definitely wasn't perfect. I'm not trying to be a fanboy or nothing like that and just be like, oh no, it was great. We need another one right tomorrow.
Right.
But there was problems. But it had fan service. But it was dark enough to where
It
it
wasn't too
wasn't.
cheesy.
Yeah, it wasn't over the top cheesy. The only thing that worries me is nobody is going to see it. I mean, it's not made its budget back yet. I don't think. Last time I
Nope.
checked, it didn't. Which I've not been keeping up with it because it hurts my insides. But I'm hoping that the when it gets released like in China and stuff like that, kind of like Warcraft, because if you remember when Warcraft came out, it made all the money in China.
Yeah.
So that's what got its sequel. Uh,
We'll see. We'll see where it goes. Hopefully, they make a sequel so your insides will be okay.
yeah,
Not in pain. We'll see where it goes. I haven't seen it yet, so I really can't judge it. I'm one of those people that didn't board it. I mean, it's just like I want to support movies, but I really want to support movies I'm really interested in. And Power Rangers is just not at the top of my list of things to see. So I'll be part of the problem if it doesn't get a sequel. And then it'll come out on Blu-ray and I'll be like, dang it, what was wrong with me? But
yeah. If it's like
it is what it
$13
is.
short, I'm gonna hold a grudge against you. I'm just throwing that
Yeah,
out
no,
there.
it'll be my fault. I'll accept the blame. I have no problem. I'll be like, hey, look at this. Star Wars is coming out. And everyone will be like, oh, yeah. Everyone will forget about Power Rangers. All right, guys, that's going to conclude today's episode of the Cinema Blast podcast. It was episode number 1 for us. We're super excited about things in the future for this podcast. So, quick shout out to my co-host Josh. You can find him on Twitter at nerdy_Josh. He's also on YouTube, so definitely subscribe to him as well. We have little links everywhere, so you can find that somewhere to click on that. Subscribe to him. I'm also on Twitter at the Geek Keenan, and I'm on YouTube at the Geek Keenan as well. So definitely subscribe to us both. Check us out and subscribe to this podcast if you haven't already. And we thank you for listening to our very first episode. Is there anything that you want to say, Josh?
Yeah, I just want to say, I really appreciate you, taking all the time and putting all the man hours in this podcast. It's really, really paid off because, I just kind of discussed it with you, and then the next thing I know, it's taken off in an awesome direction. So I personally just want to say thank you. But definitely go. I mean, 90%, 95% are probably already subscribed to you. But definitely go check out the Geek Keenan. Some great stuff, awesome videos. And if you like his channel, which you should, it's amazing stuff. go ahead and head to my channel. I do the same thing, pretty much, just not as good. So definitely check that out. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to the next episode. This has really been fun. It's been a blast, pun
Cinema
intended.
blast.
Yeah. So yeah, man, I'm excited about next week.
Awesome, man. Yeah, we're excited too. Thanks so much for everyone for watching. If you need any links or anything like that, there will be download links and then places where you can find us as well. And that's going to close out the show. We will see you guys next week. Bye.